Hello and welcome to this Astranti video. Today we'll be looking at the subject of emergent strategies. A strategy is a plan of action designed to achieve a goal or objective, usually to gain a business advantage. Now, emergent strategies are one of the many types of strategies businesses can employ. If you're studying for P3 or E3, you'll have to have a firm grip on the different types of strategies, as you may well be tested on them in your exam. This is an extract from our video on Chapter 5 of our P3 course. And if you want to view the full video, this can be found on the Astranti website, where you can find a whole range of study materials to help you pass your CIMA exams. But for now, let's jump in and consider emergent strategies.
So what is an emergent strategy? Well, it's a strategy that emerges over the course of business as opposed to something that we've planned out. It's a bit more spontaneous, and it's more like an idea that kind of comes to us during the course of our normal operation, as opposed to something we've sat down and planned and thought of in advance. So why might a company want to come up with an emergent strategy? Well, one type of situation is if the company identifies a new opportunity in the market. It can then react to this by coming up with an emergent strategy to take advantage of it. So an example could be a competitor unexpectedly coming up for sale. So we could develop a new emergent strategy based around quickly gathering together funds to acquire this competitor. Conversely, another type of situation is if we identify a new threat in the market, and then we can react to that. So for example, a competitor develops a new product, and this new product could be superior to the product offered by our company in every way. Well, clearly we'd have to react to this pretty quickly and come up with a new, better product of our own to allow us to compete again in the market. So the strategy surrounding developing our own new version of our product would be our emergent strategy. So note that the key thing here is, first of all, that our emergent strategy is reactive. We're reacting to changes in our environment to put ourselves in the best possible position in terms of remaining profitable and also gaining competitive advantage. Secondly, things are just a bit more freestyle and we don't sit down and plan to the same extent as we do with planned strategies. Things are a bit more off the cuff, and this lends us the flexibility that makes it an effective way to react to new changes. So in addition to noting this difference between emergent strategies and planned strategies, I'll also take a moment to go through the relationship between emergent strategies and planned strategies. So some companies, particularly smaller companies, actually only use emergent strategies. So they're continually reacting to changes in their environment to try and put themselves in the best position to take advantage of opportunities, mitigate levels of risk they face from threats, and so on. However, other companies actually do use both emergent strategies and planned strategies, and the two types of strategy can actually be combined. So this process of combining strategies is known as crafting. So we take the emergent strategy that we've developed as a reaction to something that has changed in our environment, and then we also take the successful parts of our overall planned strategy. Then we integrate them together and come up with a realised strategy. So to put it together a bit more visually, we have our emergent strategy, which initially is distinct from our planned strategy. And again, some organisations just use these emergent strategies alone. However, if we do have an existing planned strategy, then we can actually integrate, and the word for this is crafting, our emergent strategy into what's good about our planned strategy, what's successful about it, and then eventually come up with our realised strategy, which will be the strategy that we'll be using going forwards. Now note that I said the successful elements of the planned strategy. The reason we've made an emergent strategy is to react to something that has changed, and because of this, probably some elements of our already existing planned strategy just won't be relevant anymore. So again, going back to our situation where our competitor developed a new product, and this new product meant that our current range of products just wasn't good enough anymore to compete in the market, well, any planned strategy relating to these already existing product range just isn't going to work anymore. So we'd have set objectives to say manufacture a certain number of a product that now we can't really sell. So this means that there will be failed elements of our planned strategy that our emergent strategy will replace. And these failed elements of our planned strategy will then need to be thrown away. So emergent strategies can either be used as the only approach to strategic development in an organisation, or alternatively used to sort of add on to planned strategies to make them better and tailor them a bit more to changes in the organisation's environment. So now let's take a look at an example, see how this actually would work in practice. So imagine a chain of sandwich shops called Bob's Sandwiches. Now Bob, the owner of the sandwich shop chain, has noticed that a lot of customers have come into the sandwich shops and been requesting salad, which currently the sandwich shop doesn't offer. So having noticed more and more people wanting salad, Bob thinks, well, this clearly is an opportunity. We're not selling something that our customers actually want. So he decides to start selling a new product, salads. However, deciding to sell salads isn't that simple. So say that Bob already has a planned strategy relating to running his chain of sandwich shops, he now needs to add all the considerations relating to salad into this planned strategy. So this will involve, say, shipping lettuce to all of the different sandwich shops in the chain, shipping olives and so on, but also training his staff members, teaching them how to make salad, what standards he expects for the salads that Bob Sandwiches makes, and so on. Lastly, there might be advertising needs relating to the introduction of this new product. So say previously in the past, the sandwiches sold by Bob's Sandwich Shop weren't particularly healthy. They weren't particularly unhealthy either. They were just regular sandwiches. Well, now with the introduction of salad, Bob can now market his shops in a more sort of healthy living kind of way. So he could put billboards around the cities in which the sandwich shops operate, saying, come to Bob's Sandwich Shops, like we offer a range of salads for, we promote healthy lifestyles. So by doing this, Bob could then extract the sort of maximum possible benefit from the introduction of this new product. So all of the considerations that I've raised relating to salads, so that is the logistics, the new staff training, and the new marketing, the new advertising, would be elements of the emergent strategy that Bob would create to introduce the new product into his already existing operations. So by considering all of this, we're considering the needs relating to the salad alongside the already existing needs or the regular running of the sandwich shop of Bob's business. So what Bob is therefore doing is taking the emergent strategies, again the staff training, the advertising, and then crafting them into his already existing planned strategy relating to this chain of sandwich shops. And then so the strategy Bob uses going forward is his realised strategy. And again, the realised strategy is basically going on as normal with the sandwich shops plus everything relating to the salads. So this type of flexible, reactive approach to strategy formulation is more appropriate for companies that operate in rapidly changing environments, such as technology. In fields such as technology where things are rapidly moving, actually being rigid would be a competitive disadvantage. So technology companies might be weaker for adopting planned, rigid, long-term strategies. Instead, they benefit from following an emergent strategy approach to strategy development. So in addition to granting competitive advantage for companies in rapidly changing environments, emergent strategies are also most appropriate for smaller organisations, and in particular, smaller organisations with less reliance on formal procedures, processes, and overall plans. So the reason for this is that implementing an emergent strategy will often involve making some changes to the organisation. So if there are fewer roles to switch around and things to consider, as would be the case in smaller organisations which are less formal, then the process of actually implementing these changes is just much easier.
So we've come to the end of today's video, and you're now well on your way to becoming an expert on emergent strategies. If you want to see the full video, this can be found on the Astranti website as part of our full P3 course, where you can also find study text, videos, and a wide range of mocks and exam-style questions. So do head on over to our website. Just by signing up, you'll be able to access free samples of our materials, including the first week of the course and a mock exam. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to our social media accounts? We can be found on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and of course here on YouTube, where we upload new videos twice a week. Thanks for watching.